This is going to be a look at what the next 72 hours has in store for you. Any information that you may be looking for, I will have listed in the description. But if you do want to see future readings from me and you're not already subscribed, make sure that you do so and hit the like button to let me know that you guys did enjoy the reading. But let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, we already got cards flying. So I have clarity of belief, moving on, and love as the first three oracle cards. So right off the bat, I think that this time frame, there's certain things that you were in the dark about, and you didn't really have understanding in regards to what was going through a person you were interested in, their mind and their perspective of things, and also pretty much where you were at mentally with this person. But this person could be giving you clear signs in terms of, hey, All City, they could be giving you clear signs in regards to where they stand with you and where their mental is at. Now, this could be a good thing for you where it's like, okay, now I know where things are at between us and that you care about me and that you want this connection to basically last and to work out so we can move forward now. Or this could mean like they give you clarity in a way where it's like, okay, now I find peace in being able to move on with my life after knowing that, wholeheartedly, I love this person. I did my part, but, with understanding I have now, I have to part ways. So this could go either way. Now, beyond love, it does also talk about you getting clarity in regards to what you value and what you find important at this point. There may be moments where you did feel a bit confused, but that's only because you may have lost sight of what has been important to you in the first place. Values is the anchor for us to feel grounded. So if we value, let's say, personal wellness, we value financial freedom, we value, commitment in our romantic life, all of those things, us having that clarity in terms of what we value, we understand basically the playbook we have to follow in order for those things to be a reality. If you want commitment to be a thing in your life, you have to work on your communication skills. You got to work on your empathy. You got to work on your presentness and your ability to be self-aware and take accountability and connect with people who kind of are on that same wavelength. Same thing with financial freedom. Committing yourself to not instant gratification in terms of being able to turn your money into items, but to turn them into assets, or to use money to make more money, or use money to buy more money, basically. So said all that to say this, I think that with you having clarity and understanding in regards to what you find important right now, you're finding a lot of peace in moving forward. There could be people who are trying to make you feel guilty, though, about you making certain decisions for yourself. You got to be careful falling into that trap of being guilt tripped into spaces that you don't need to be in, or into situations that don't necessarily align with your values or where your values are headed at this point. Now, going deeper, what is the general energy around my Pisces? What is the general energy around my Pisces as a whole? So I have the Four of Swords in reverse. So you could be getting out of a state of ruminating and overthinking things. Also, your sleep quality. There may be things that you need to do, like a sleep regimen or some type of like wind down time before you get to sleep, because you could have a very overactive mind in rest and it could feel like you're not even really getting sleep. Or some of you actually aren't getting any sleep because you're working a lot. There's a lot of responsibilities and stuff that you have to take care of. With the Four of Swords in reverse as well, you could be getting out of a break period with someone. You finally could speak to either a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Doesn't even have to be these zodiac signs, but somebody where there was a block in communication for some time and you guys get to finally speak your mind and let it out in terms of what you've been, concluding or feeling, all that jazz, and vice versa. Now, going into what I see for the energy around your career and finance, what does this look like for Pisces? So I have the Two of Cups. So with career and finance, there could be some sort of reference that helps you out a lot, like a friend put you in for like a job or a position at their job. And this reference actually helps you out a lot. For others of you, there could be somebody at your job who's like romantically interested in you, or you may have even connected with on that level. And this could make you either question if you want to still work there if you guys aren't still cool, or it could be a situation where you wonder like, okay, is this going to be a problem if I did give this person the time of day? Also, with the Two of Cups, you could be tired of like the clicking up, or certain people that work at your job that get a level of favoritism, a lot more support, a lot more leeway. You could be at a place to where it's like, okay, do I still want to work here? Because if they're going to be doing that, I don't know if that necessarily is something I want to deal with. I'm also seeing like you assessing a business partnership. You could be either feeling like you need to go into business with someone to carry through some sort of business endeavor, or if you are already working with someone, you could be questioning whether or not it's actually beneficial for you to even be working with them if they're not getting as much work done as you would, hope. Now, going into love for the next 72 hours for you, I do have, hey Shauna, I have the Three of Pentacles representing your love life. So with the Three of Pentacles, for my singles, some of my singles, you're focused on just work and handling your responsibilities. There could be someone who you are interested in potentially seeing where things could go if you guys fix the relationship or the existing connection, but you could be mainly focused on work-related stuff during this time frame. For others of my singles, you could be, again, dealing with somebody and it's just kind of flirtatious right now. You could question if it's safe for you to take this person more serious, especially if you question if they're still like dating or connecting with other people in the midst of trying to get to know you. Or you could even have multiple options and it's the question of like, okay, should I take this person serious? Should I take that person serious? I think that based off of the effort and the consistency that's being shown from now and beyond this time frame really will show you if this person is worth taking more serious. Also, okay, so if you have been in a long-term relationship, there may have been some infidelity questions, whether that's like you wondering if your person has been dealing with other people or they actually have, or vice versa. You guys could be trying to address this. Either your person could be wondering like, hey, is this still, a thing? Or you could be wondering this. Or you're aware that it takes a lot of work for you guys to get past this chapter where that has been a barrier. Now, what is the best advice for my Pisces just as a whole for the next 72 hours? So I have the Four of Pentacles. So I'll be mindful in terms of how your energy is spent. Use your time wisely is the message with the Four of Pentacles. Use it wisely. Be very stingy with what you give your time to, especially if it's not anything that's going to benefit you energetically. Also with the Four of Pentacles, if you have someone around you that is, struggling with opening up and struggling with being just vulnerable, understand that this is something that they need to work on within themselves. Don't try to assume responsibility to get someone to open up, because this could then make you closed off as a person in turn because of how it may backfire. This is a personal journey, okay? And also if you're dealing with somebody where they are still upset about certain things and they are still holding on to certain grudges, again, this is not your job to push or nudge this person to get to a place of understanding. That's like a personal thing. Just don't assume responsibility for it. Do your best to take accountability. Do your best to, be present in the way that you're supposed to, but never make it a situation where you're assuming responsibility for personal work that another person has to do, is the message here. I would also be mindful of how you spend money in terms of spending habits. Be mindful of overspending or underspending in a way where it's like you're holding on to every single dollar, and every time you spend a dollar, if it gives you crippling anxiety. Now, possible challenge you may have to face during this time excuse me, the possible challenge that my Pisces may have to face, excuse me, I have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So there may be just outer events that have nothing to necessarily do with you that could just seem challenging. So this could be, let's say, a person outside of you that you're trying to connect with. They could be having some problems in their life, some things that they're going through that affect the dynamic between you two, or vice versa. Or there could be, you know, this job search process that you're going through, and it could be events that have nothing to necessarily do with you and whether or not you're a good or bad person, but maybe it just feels like the odds are a little bit, you know, stacked against you. Not because they are, but it's just certain things are shifting, changing, moving that you don't have control over per se. So make sure you don't like get into this place of frustration or doubt, because eventually things will start to move and flow. It's just outer events may have a lot of like a lot to do with the factors of what's going on within a relationship and with a job. Now, last card's going to represent the outcome for the next 72 hours. What's the outcome? I have the Two of Swords. So there may be a person that you're dealing with romantically where there's a lack of understanding, or there's understanding, but there's a lack of maybe meeting in the middle. By the end of this time frame, there's a chance to clear this up, but it's going to require both of you guys to see each other's point of view and be open to a different perspective. I also see some of you could feel like there's a decision you have to make, but it's like, I don't know if I'm comfortable making this decision yet, even though I have a lot of information or insight. You just may feel like you have to put this decision off because there's certain things that you're not 100% sure about, and you want to make sure you're sure about before you step into this. This could be like moving to a different city and you have two options, but it's like, if I make this decision and it isn't fulfilling for me, I'm gonna be mad. So you could be putting this decision off, or like changing jobs. It's like, I would love to transition, but what does that look like for me? So make sure you don't get caught up in analysis paralysis. The Two of Swords is literally that card for me, to where you sit on this decision for too long. But this is what I see. I hope that this was helpful and did give you insight. If you enjoyed, definitely thumbs up the video, subscribe, and I will see my Pisces in the next one.